to manage that circle. So that's like living dormant. Life is about balance, right? You have to have some type of balance. You have like time for work and it's time for play. And if you don't allow these two things to coexist, you have an imbalance. People look at you strange saying you changed, like you worked that hard to stay the same. Like you're doing all this for a reason. And what happens most of the time, people change. People change around you because they start treating you different because of your success. So you are changing. You don't change who you are, the core of who you are, the things you believe, the things you love, and the things you die for, and your principles. You don't change that, but you're gonna change who you are. You're gonna change. You can't do the same things that you can't hang on the corner. Be true to yourself. It sounds like a very simple thing to do, but it's not. It's not simple to do with all the pressures to succeed and all the pressures to, once you succeed, to stay there. You have a belief in yourself, and sometimes, in most cases, it's almost a naivete about who you are and what you can contribute to the game. Belief in oneself and knowing who you are, that's the foundation of everything great.
Life is for your greatest good. No matter how difficult it seems at the time, everything is for your greatest good. It's just clearing you out so you can receive your blessings, even in tough times. Even the tough time is used for us to grow, for us to go through things. So when the good times come, we really appreciate it. But you gotta just believe everything is for your greatest good. And anything you want in life, you just gotta set your intention. When you set your, we're that powerful. We're all, every single person here, we're that powerful as human beings. If you set your intentions and you believe that shit with your whole soul, 100%, it's gonna happen for you. I promise you. And I'm not saying that because I read it in some book. I'm saying that because I'm standing on the stage tonight. I'm from the bottom. I'm from the mud. I'm from RC Projects. I'm from Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York City. And I'm on this stage here tonight doing what I love to do in front of all these beautiful people. And that's because I set my intention. On my first album, I was saying, who's the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, and I was telling you I was coming. It's the adventure of triple platinum, nigga, with the Sonic no fate, that nigga with the... I said that.
Driving you into the future. Unleashing the sacred sounds of the motherland. Radio has never tasted this good. From this side of the hemisphere. Drive.
Yes, as we continue on the 1873 FM Southern Express morning show, which runs under the theme In Search of the Future I Want, the future you want, the future we all want collectively. I do hope that you are having a wonderful time so far, wherever you might happen to be. And more importantly, as an individual, where you happen to be a problem solver in that particular community. I am, because of the human problems that I contribute to solving. And yes, it is only when our minds meet on the kind of future we want, we can be able to come up with solutions to the challenges by shaping and defining the character and personality of the kind of future that you want, the kind of future that we all want collectively. Feel free to also add your voice to the conversations that are taking place on the 1873 FM, particularly the question that has been asked over and over again, whether a shared understanding exists of the role that media plays in as far as accelerating towards inclusive communities, towards progressive communities, towards prosperous communities. Is there a shared understanding of the role of media? And when we look at the individual actors that happen to play in the media space, who stands out as a point of light? Who stands out as a shining star that we can look up to and say, yes, that individual is a shining star? And if not, how best do we identify such individuals as we search for excellence in as far as the role that media plays when it comes to journalists who speaks to matters that are critical in our everyday life? particularly when we talk of the challenges or the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. What are their causes? And even more, when you look at these challenges, just a shared understanding of those particular challenges. Because all too often we tend to use big words without without having an understanding of what these big words mean at all. So how can you be able to participate in the conversations on the 1873 FM this morning? Well, it's very simple. All you have to do is make use of the 1873 FM's social media platforms. Facebook, the handle is the 1873 FM. On Twitter, you can also follow the 1873 FM, and on Instagram the 1873 FM, where you can post and tag the 1873 FM. It could be at a conference. Just tell us and even share with us the images of where you happen to be and what's taking place there. And yes, you know that when knowledge is shared, that's the best investment that you can make when you invest in raising awareness. You know that the return is greater because people can be able to make decisions from an informed basis. And you find that the greatest challenge that I've come to realize as individuals that we face is primarily ignorance. And this platform and these shows, the intention is to reduce that ignorance amongst individuals in our communities so that we can become more knowledgeable individuals. Knowledge is capital, and we need it as human beings to progress on a daily basis. So it's a good morning, a very good morning to MC Wildfire. Glad to know that you are tuned in and we are following the show. And yes, we also we know that MC Wildfire is on the 1873 FM between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Central African time, so you can be sure to also catch MC Wildfire on the 1873 drive, where they get to also continue on these conversations, and more importantly, in search of those individuals that we look up to, that can also inspire us in being the best that we can be. And good morning to Darian Clement. Glad to know that you are tuned in. Darian, watching all the way from New Jersey. How is New Jersey today, Darian? And yes, are your friends also tuning into the 1873 FM as you do? Have you told them about this platform? That yes, there is a platform where you can openly share your personal experiences and your insights, and let the world know what it is that is on your mind and what you happen to be doing. And we also welcome requests from those listeners, from those viewers. I'm glad to know that you are tuned in, and glad to know that you happen to be one of those individuals who finds the 1873 FM platform that is very interactive, and more importantly, it connects to your aspirations. Well, on that note, let's quickly go on a short break. And yes, to this morning, a very exciting morning. Shortly, we'll be joined by Pastor Prince Chike Unama. Yes, when he comes with the word of the day on Inspire Your Day. And yes, I'm definitely looking forward to today's word. I've been learning quite a lot from the conversations that we've been having on Inspire Your Day since we started having conversations on the need for individuals to be focused, to be vigilant, to be alert, and more importantly, when it comes to tackling some of the challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis, learning from other individuals' experiences and their shared stories. And yes, let's get to also share our stories freely and let the other individuals know that they are not alone. We face many struggles, and it might be in different circumstances that we face all these struggles. But at the end of the day, that element of willingness to do something, dressing up and showing up and doing something with your time will be the differentiator, is what makes a difference and is what gets you ahead in life. So let's quickly go on that short break, and we'll be back shortly. Keep it locked on your channel of choice, the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power, your voice on issues that matter, your power to inspire new thinking, new outcomes, and new possibilities. And I stated earlier that shortly we'll be joined by Pastor Prince Echike on Inspire Your Day, and also coming up on the diplomatic quarter this morning, we'll be speaking to His Excellency Ambassador Mahesh Hameli, the Ambassador of the United Emirates to South Africa, that is on the Banking on Africa's Future, the role of the diplomatic community. So make sure that you'll be tuned in when we speak to the Ambassador this morning. We go on a short break, and yes, sounds of the 1873 United Artists with a track titled Working on My Dash.
currency of life. So use a second as if there's no other. So it's up to me to be wise about my dash. For I'm accountable for my actions. I make the choices and know the outcomes. With time given for free by the Creator, I make the choices and know the outcomes. With time given for free by the Creator.
I've been working on my dash, working on my dash. I've been working on my dash, working on my dash. I've been 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 working on my dash. Working on my dash. I've
1873 FM.
I want to find out what it is that you have done for the people of Angola so far. I mean, you want to be the change that you want to see. So what change? Because we can sit here and talk about all the problems Angola has and all the problems Africa has.
I'm not just here to paint badly
Yes, of course.
our current government, but we also have summits. And one of them, talking politically, is that we want to give back, what we are calling citizenship back to them. What I mean by that? What I mean is that in Angola, unfortunately, and I think this is a problem of most African countries, is like, if you are not a holder of a membership of the current party.
Concerning the inviting people to come to Angola, people are complaining concerning the visa. Put your passport in the embassy. Sometimes it takes 1 month or 2 months for you to get the visa. Once you are in the government, are you going to work on that?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Benjamin. What we assist is that one can submit his visa application and he can stay for 2 or 3 months. Once, he's a businessman. He has a lot of activities. We also want to change this bureaucratic way of treating people who are interested to go in Angola,
Nelly Baltina and Tinashe and Pasina.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 1873FM. Hashtag 1873FM.
Okay, yes, so I did play a track titled Working on My Dash earlier, a very profound message from the track in itself. And come to think of, when you think of a dash, what is it that comes to your mind when you hear the word dash? And yes, we all have a dash that we are working on each and every day. And when you look at what a dash is, it is basically your one's life. The dash is marked by the DOB, which is the date of birth, and its end is a DOD. So what's in between is what you are actually doing right now. And one thing that caught my attention from the message of the song is that time is the currency of life. So use each and every second like there is no other. And many a times we find ourselves engaging in conversations that lead us nowhere, following gossip and tabloids that actually bring no meaning or add value to our lives. Yet we are afforded the opportunity for our minds to meet on what matters at the end of the day, in as far as securing the future that we all want collectively, and more importantly, the order that we desire. So Darian says that everything's great, man. It's 12:34 a.m. Just looking at the Tokyo markets is going with the Australian dollar and the Japanese yen. Lots of news going on with the coronavirus. Markets going short at the moment. Hopefully around at 8 a.m. EST time, we should be expecting big moves for Australian dollar and the US dollar for the New York session. Anyways, yeah, man, I'm from all the way from Jersey, South Jersey. Honestly, this has to be by far one of my favorite top radios I like to tune into. That is Darian Clemente. Good morning to you, Tawanda Forgive Dube. Glad to know that you are also tuned in, and he happens to be also a top fan of the 1873 FM's Santon Express morning show, and I do hope that you are having a wonderful morning thus far. So shortly, as we promised, we'll be joined by Pastor Prince Chike. So let's get ready to cross over to inspire your day. So keep it locked on your channel of choice, the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power. Don't be afraid. We're not going anywhere. We're just starting a fresh session, so you can make sure that you follow us on our platform so that you can get to hear what Pastor Prince Chike has to share with us this morning. You can also share your morning experiences with us on the 1873 FM, just as Darren has done. He just shared with us what he's currently doing as he just looks at the markets. So yes, may you be inspired by those who also don't sleep early and who are up late trying to make the most out of the time, like Darren, who's making sure that he makes the most of each and every second that he has. So we go on a short break, and shortly Pastor Prince Chike will be joining us.
To advertise with us, call our sales and marketing department on 011-5684-272. Terms and conditions apply.
From 18